That is why I'm a big advocate for education. That is why I was so pumped up to invest in Jamaica and go back and help kids to go to school, because I know the power of education. Yo, education made the girl them rush you. That's how I get my wife, with lyrics. When me done with my wife, man, I mean, she just like, man, she just buckle like Dulcimina donkey. She just buckle up. Knowledge. Let me digress. Let me go back to the point. So, she going to kill me when she see this video. Wow, my YouTube family. Good morning, good day, and good evening. Wherever you are in the world at this moment, big up, peace and love. I'm going for my nice walk as usual. But you know, as I walk, the inspiration flies. And because flies, I have to just spit it out. And as you can see, I dress in black. You know, me I try to run the dopey them off of me, you know, because although I pray this morning, you know, sometimes you have them, one of them dopey they want to follow you. So I dress in black to kind of run them off. For you who don't understand, I'm trying to get rid of the ghost off me, so that's why I dress in black. At 52, still look good, yeah. My wife said I'm still dripping, you know. Still look good. You know, I thought I was the only one who was frustrated with a whole lot of things that's happening. Frustrated. But the strangest thing in the family, it's not just me alone. You know, by dropping the blog a few days of telling you how good I'm enjoying the peace and quietness in Rwanda, I got a lot of feedback. And when I said to a few of the folks that, hey, I'm not going to retire in Jamaica, boy, the floodgates open. I get some agree with me, as you can see in the description. I said some going to agree with me and some going to criticize me. And boy, some of them cuss me out. One of them called me sellout. And I said to him, I said, boy, I mean, man, I'm not really sell the thing out. It's Andrew Holness sell out the place, but you see, him not like to pick on the big people. They like to pick on the small people. You know, it's like the schoolyard where the bully always pick on you. But that's how it's it. On another note, though, in the family, as I said as usual, I appreciate the comments. I try to do my best to respond to every comment. And I appreciate the likes. And I appreciate the critics. I just want to give you this kind of caution, family. I'm not offended by none of the comments. We are family. Not everybody going to be happy with you. Not everybody going to agree with your point of view. But that's life. So for me, you don't offend me, man. You have not offended me. You make a statement, I'm a rally back. And you punch, I'm a rally back again. And that's how life is. Because guess what? We will always have different point of view. So don't feel any way when you say something. You're not offending me, man. Trust me. You see, when I grew up as a boy in school, them call me red lip. Now I realize because them envy me red lip, because before me married, you know, so a lot of women used to admire the lip. So them used to call me big head. And I realize because me have brains, them used to call me big foot because me wear size 13. And I realized that the big foot is a blessing because my wife happy all the time. All right, you know, to mix up now, leave that alone. Leave that alone. Hello. Baby. You know how to take care of a man's head. But it's how it is. So the criticism, me used to it. So don't feel anyway. The 2 points I said I want to raise with you is that one is my family, what I went through, why I don't want to go back. And number 2 is my investment, Tennants. So, yes, family. So, I said in the last 2 videos that I'm gonna retire in Africa. And boy, some of my Jamaican fans them just get mad and say, salute, and me need to stop talking about Jamaica and Riri and all the stuff. But for me, I love my Jamaican people, I love Jamaica. So I want to give you some clarity. I want to give you some context so you can get where I am coming from. You know, family, we grew up poor. Family, we never had much help. We grew up, we never had my father around us. We grew up with a single mother. I watch and see my mother suffered through the years. She has to work hard, the domestic work. She has to set up her little shop and sell little goods here and there. And I watch my mother struggle through the years. As a boy growing up, I had to sell in the market to make some money for mommy. And I have to even sell some peanut on the street. It was some rough life. And I've been through it and watched her suffer. You know, I watched my mom go from relation to relationship. And I saw my mother get abused. And as a young man growing up, it hurts. It hurts because you're a man, and even although you're young, there's a protection mechanism that pops into you to say, boy, you need to make some help. So in my early years, I used to go to the market and sell with her. I used to catch fish. As I said, I used to thief some of them mangoes. I used to steal some of those mangoes and oranges. Got to catch some fish because life was hard. I used to catch some fish and we sell the fish. We used to plant grown provisions, and honestly, we used to plant some of the weed. But as I tell you, I never burned the weed. So I want to give you some context of where I'm coming from. You know, when I told you the last time that my mother saw me smoking banana leaf and she beat the hell out of me. Yes, she did beat the hell out of me. Because she said to me, boy, go to school. She said, don't watch them fools making money off weed, buying cars and women and drinking liquor. She said, boy, go to school and get an education. Let me tell you, that was the greatest advice my mother ever gave me. And because of that, God bless her soul, she's passed, and it hurts. Because my mom and I was tight. The good advice she gave me as a woman who never grew up with her mom and dad and never had a high education, she did well. And mama always said to me, you know, she said, boy, Rich, you see, my parents did just invest in me, I would be way ahead of the game. And she's so right. That is why I'm a big advocate for education. That is why I was so pumped up to invest in Jamaica and go back and help kids to go to school, because I know the power of education. Yo, education made the girl them rush you. That's how I get my wife, with lyrics. When me done with my wife, man, I mean, she just like, man, she just buckle like Dulcinea donkey. She just buckle up. Knowledge. Let me digress. Let me go back to the point. So, she going to kill me when she see this video. Yeah. So, what happened is that she used to tell me those things about the power of education. And man, is the greatest gift she ever told me. So, what happened is that as a young man grew up and you see the struggles, I get a chance to bust out when I was 19. For you to understand bust out, I get to leave Jamaica and go to foreign, as they say. I went to live in the US with my dad in Atlanta. And you know, to be frank with you, being in Jamaica as a young man, I was a man. I used to hustle, make my own money, work my jobs, have my own place, having a few local fun too. I used to have all of them things there. So I was literally a young man growing up in Jamaica, and it was a good part of my life. Yeah, with that kind of protectionism mentality as a young male growing up and see my mother struggle, I've always wanted a family. You know, that family where you know, say, you're close, you're tight, and it's us. So when I get a chance to leave, I used to live in the US, and trust me, well, it wasn't nice, because honestly my father and I were never tight, because we never really having the kind of connection, because we never really grew up, so it was hard. So, you know, I get a chance and to come to Canada. I was what, 19 years old? One time my father was at home, you know, and you know, I was a man back home, run things. And when he went to work, man, I packed that car. It was a 1976 Chevy Camaro, yo, and I hit I-75 north, straight to the Canadian border. Straight. When I reached the border, you know, people, you can't believe this. You can't make these things up. You cannot make these things up. Here I am, just 20 years old, drove from Atlanta, straight to the Canadian border. Boldness. Every day. The greatest move I ever made in my life. Greatest move. When I reached the border, they asked me, do you have a record? You know, you're young and fool. We don't have much sense. So I said, record? What kind of record are you talking about? A LP or a 45? The people, you can't make these things up because the person said record. Here's me. I have a Jamaican thinking in America. A record means a criminal record. Because young males in America, most of them have criminal records, especially when they're coming from Jamaica. Is the statistics that, based on the fact that you don't go up with father, you're coming from Jamaica, you're in America, there's a high probability of a criminal record. So I said no. So they checked the computer and they realized, no man, I'm clean. So they let me through. And I came with my fiance back then, and we got married and so forth. But even though I was in Canada, there was a quest in my heart to look back and help a few. And yeah, I did. I did help a few. A young man, when I was living in Kingston, you know, my sister, I have an older sister. And, you know, she looked good. You know, in Jamaica, as a little girl start to get some boobies, some breasts on the chest and some hips. You know, the big dog, them start to look. The village ram them. It's time to go on the cutting table. Hey, people, they can't make these things up. These are real. You have guys who sit down, look at your daughter and say, yeah, she's getting fit, time for the picking. You get my drift. Yeah. So I would see those boys I was living around in Kingston, and the man them making move after my sister. And for me, honestly folks, I hated poverty. Man, I hated poverty to the bones. Anything that I see poor, I try to avoid it. Because one day I was a boy growing up, and my older brother borrowed some money from me, and he didn't want to pay me back the money. The man beat me up. The man fight me for my money, and I loaned him my money. And I knelt down at the plum tree and I said, God, don't let me live and die a poor man. So anything that's poor, may avoid it like the plague. Avoid it like the plague. So for me, as a young man growing up, any mechanism that kind of push me back to poverty, me move away from it. That is why when I came here in Canada, you know, every woman is not at a certain financial or economic caliber. I mean, I look on them. I don't look at them. Because my thinking is that if I go with you and you get pregnant, you're going to hold me down. You're going to trap me. And for me, I would always go with the woman at the upper echelon. That's why I say I love golf. It's one of those big ones taught me golf. I mean, hey, to be frank with you, everybody trying to get better. So if I'm coming from a poor society and a poor life, why do I want to stay down there? I have learned in life that, tell you what, if you want to be successful, you got to hang around successful people. If you want to be rich, you got to think and grow rich. So from once you're poor, I ain't got no time to hang around you. But however, I was not giving up on my poor folks. No, that's why I'm a big advocate for education. So because of that now, and this is why also I went and invested in real estate in Jamaica, because I built a big place because I wanted to create a school so I can give back to the youth, because I understand that knowledge is the key. But in Jamaica, they don't think like that, many of them. They don't want what you're giving them, they want what you have, and it ain't gonna happen for me. So that was the part. So when I came to Canada, at age 20, I think about 23, I started filing for my mom and my brothers and sisters back home. Filing for them to migrate to Canada because I was lacking a family, I needed a family. And no matter how much you're married to someone new, it's not really your blood family. So, you know, that yearning for community acknowledgement and that familiarity with your family, you yearn for it as a young person. This is why also I've always encouraged young people, don't marry too early. When you marry too early, it's emotional, it's feeling, it's sex, it's fun, all of those things. It's not wisdom. And by the time you grow up to get a certain level, you realize that this is not what you want. It happened to me. Because you change as you go forward. And it's not because you don't maybe love the other person, you do not connect with the person because you marry for the wrong reasons. As Dr. Miles Monroe says, you don't marry because of love, you marry because of wisdom. Because not every day you're going to love, but you have to be wise. Now let's move that all the way. So let's get back to the target, man. So when I came through though, and I filed for my family, I filed for all of my siblings who were younger than me and my mother. And honestly, I couldn't file for my older sister because she was at an older age. My older brother, he came here on a visit and he got married, but my older sister, I could not file for her because she was past, I believe, age 21, so I could not file for her. So she had to be left behind. But let me give you some more context in this. And my mom is to be blamed for this. She's gone, I can't blame her, but I need to blame her, give her some responsibility because she didn't know better. When I was a boy growing up, I'm the one who looks like my mom. My mom loved me. My mom treated me better than my older brother and sister. People, this is real. I've learned it's what you call sibling rivalry. This creates sibling rivalry. My mom treated me better than my older brother and sister. As I say in Jamaica, I was the wash belly. I was the last kid. I get treated better. I'm gonna give you folks caution based on my experience. If you have children, do not treat one better than the other one. Don't give one preferential treatment over the other. Don't do it, people. It creates what you call sibling rivalry. My mom did that, and let me tell you, my older brother and sister hate me up to this day. People, I'm not kidding you. They hate me up to this day. They hated me. It's 2 years ago I spoke to my older brother. I have not spoken to my older brother for about maybe 25 years. Not because I don't want to talk to him, because I don't have an issue. I was saying hi, whatever, but what happened? There's a grievance, and it stems from my mother upbringing of us. Because the way she treated me compared to the way she treated them. My older sister hated me too. So, because my mom treated, let me say this to you folks. When I was a kid growing up, they used to bite me up. When my mom gone, they pinch me up, they thump me up. Because as I said, I was the one who got the special love. So when mom wasn't around, they beat the hell out of me. They beat me up. Because I used to get special treatment. So people, please, stop treating your children better than the other. One of the ways the colonial masters controlled us is by putting the lighter slaves in the house and the darker slaves in the field. You divide them based on color tone, colorism. You divide them based on age. You divide them based on sex. You divide them based on language. You divide them based on religion. And they're still doing it day. It's called divide and rule. So when you do it at your home with your children, you don't even know politically you're doing it. The political parties do it. It's called political tribalism. Treat one group of constituents better than the other, and you there jumping up and making noise, shower, labor right, blah, 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 blah. All of this foolishness, not even though the politicians playing you. You both are poor, they both are struggling. What are you fighting against each other for? For politicians? You out of your mind? And hey, before I even go any further, come on folks, hit me up. I'm working hard here, people. I'm working. You know, I look at my YouTube analytics the other day, and you realize that 80% of my viewers don't subscribe. I told you, folks, that you see, people like to run to the big bloggers them and the people them with power, and you the little one, they just ignore you. You're small. So I want to get big because it's my ambition to get big. And what's so wrong with getting big? There was some kind of guilt within myself that I didn't really help my sister, so I want to make amends. So eventually my mother went back home because she said, "Me now come here come work for white people, Me now come here come clean people floor. Me I go back home go do my business." And that was my mom from a kid. She's always a businesswoman. She's not gonna take certain kind of life. So they say, who me? Me in Jamaica, I'm making my own money. If you come here come clean people floor, it ain't gonna happen. She went back home. But I always thought within my heart I need to give back and help. So I bought a house close beside my mom. Work hard, bought my home. So my sister had some kids there, and I said, tell her what, the house is up there locked up. It's not being used. To make the house breathe and to give her a chance, I say, all right, sis, go and occupy the home, but here are the conditions. Don't make any of your daughter them get pregnant, and you don't get pregnant too. Because for me, this house I'm making you live in is for you to live, help mommy, but also in the meantime, what you do, your kids them can go to school and you can build up and pull yourself out of poverty. It's like throwing water and duck back. You ever throw water and a duck back, it just rolls off? That mindset can't register. That mindset wants and don't understand how it is to fish for themselves. As the Bible says, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach him how to fish, you feed him for life. No, that mindset wants you to keep giving them fish. So after about a year and a half, I went to Jamaica. She said to me, Richard, you want to see daughter pregnant, Daughter was just 15 years old. It's like I have a flashback or something, because to me, here I am trying to help a few people to pull themselves out of poverty. And they allow the flesh to become their authority, to dictate where they're going in life. So I'm going to say, tell you what, we made deals, I gave you an offer and I said, set yourself up. But if these are the things that happen, deal off. So I said to her, you got to move along. And reality, family, it's like she get mad at me again. Who am I to tell her to move when me have so much? I mean, if I do nothing for her, I didn't do anything for her. I didn't Ray and Lele. These are the things that she says. And to me, here I am. I'm not your father. I'm not your husband. I'm not your boyfriend. Here I am as a brother trying to give you a break. And the only thing can come in your mind is that I have so much that you want what I have. People, she moved out. But she moved out with anger in her heart. So, to kind of condense the context is that when it happens, she was venomous against me. Venomous. Tell people how me wicked and I don't help and I don't give back, and You know, I have to look and like, I mean, here I am. I'm a brother. I took all you guys out to start to help your own. I give you a start. No, so what happened? That griping was there. Now, when my mother passed 2 years ago, and I thought about it hard, and I'm going to tell you, family, I'm going to tell you why I thought about it hard. My mom always give me some nuggets, some secrets. I don't know why I'm telling you all of you my business, you know, but tell you what, at my age, don't me no care. I don't care at my age, no. Whatever is whatever, man. What I'm telling you is to heal somebody else, because a lot of us have got through it. Like I said before, I tapped into a frustration that I never knew existed. People, you're going through hell out there, you're frustrated in a Babylon and you don't know what to do. You can't go back home because the situation I go through, like what I go through is like what you're going through. And then you're stuck in a Babylon because guess what? You're afraid of the police, you're afraid of the system, so you don't know what to do. So I'm kind of giving you context to let you make some informed and wise decision. So when my mom passed, I was contemplating, should I go? Because my mom says, you know, Richard, them not like you, you know. See them two, they don't like you. Watch yourself for them, you know. Them not like you, them hate you, boy. And when man hate you, man will kill you. So I listen to wise words because she know I don't know. I kind of suspect, but I know. So when my mom passed, everybody said they're going to go down. We met up and everybody said they're going to go down to the funeral and all of those things, they're going to go down. And it was interesting because for me, you know, my mom gone. It's a lockdown during COVID. I'm a sitting duck. You will know my moves because during COVID, you can't move that much, you know, because you're on a quarantine. So people know where you're at. So for me, I don't like you knowing my moves in environment like that. So it was a very uneasy and unsettling moment for me. So I prayed, I said, God, what should I do? So within my spirit, within my soul, I should be walking, you know, I'm here chatting with you because, you know, it's what it is. It's my passion. My passion is to talk. So my wife said, "We chat too much," and hey, it's a gifting. So what happened is that I started hearing to the grapevine that I'm the one who has my mother's title, property title. I'm the one who has her life insurance. It's me is the favorite, and me have everything. And as I said, I fast and pray to God. I said, God, should I go? And I was getting no good vibes. And as Jesus said, let the dead bury themselves. Let the dead bury themselves. I've done so much for my mom and the rest of my family. Yeah, it's important to show respect, but I'm not going to join her in the grave. It ain't going to happen because, honestly, people, how many times you hear people go to Jamaica to funeral and become the funeral themselves? Become worm food. Honestly, how many times it happens? So me ain't fool. Got some wisdom. When I listen to me, some you think me smart. Yes, family. When I hear that kind of argument, I kind of sit back and said, should I go? I wasn't getting any vibes. So I hold my corner. I just stayed put. And I said, you know, they will curse me. And they did curse me. Some of them cussed me out. Them cussed me out. Then call me Judas. Then call me, say me are the bad one. Then cuss me out. The older ones. The other two older ones. They cuss me out. But me know say, hey, you can cuss all you want to curse me. You can curse me as much as you want. Let me tell you, you will cool down. But I'm alive. That's why you're talking to me today. Because I'm using wisdom. You have to use wisdom. Fools rushing where wise men and women fail to go. I had one of my family members told me after I said, Richard, it's a good thing you never come. The good thing you never come. Because let me tell you, when they started to curse me and I heard what was coming out of the heart, I'm glad I didn't go. That is one of the main reasons why I do not want to retire in Jamaica. Because even if you don't create a problem with them or you don't do nothing, for instance, you go to Jamaica, and let me say this to you folks, it's not every Jamaican, it's not everywhere. You go to Jamaica, you don't go look for somebody. There's somebody will hold you up, have a grievance with you that you think you're better than them. Oh, you think you're better than me because you go far now. And they will start a confrontation and an argument with you because you're busy and you didn't go and look for them. That's the level of ignorance you're dealing with. So for me, when I'm going to Jamaica, you don't know when I'm coming, you don't know when I'm leaving. Yeah. It's not because I want to be private or be a survival move. It's wisdom. No. So that's the reason why, as a family situation, and let me put this in here. People, you can't make this thing up. You have to drop this in there. The big place I built is called an apartment. People, you can't make this thing up. Jamaica, honestly, as Sir P says, is not a real place. I allowed this family member, this man, to live in my house that I just finished build. Because, you know, when you build a house, you have to open it up so you get fresh air because the walls will crack based on the tropical heat. You know, it will crack, so you want to open up so the house can breathe. So I let him stay there and live there. People, you can't make these things up. Let me say this to you. I allowed the man to live in the house. So, what happened at? I have a very, very close friend of mine. I said, tell you what, I'm going to let you stay there. So when the person stayed there, the man started having confrontation with the person. Because we need to make some rent, we need to make some money. So me and the man started to argue. I'm going to go down there. Hear what the man say to me. Hear what the guy says to me. This is family, you know. The man said, I live here 7 years. And because of the laws, I own this house. People, you can't make these things up. Here I am, working in cold, in snow, where people call you N-I-G-G blank blank. People spit on you. People look at you like S-H-I and you know the rest of it. The man look at me and tell me that he owns my house because of the law. He lived there for 7 years. I'm a man of faith, people. I have to drop 2 B clot. People may not know where the B clot come from, but me have to fly off 2 B clot on him. For you who don't understand, I drop few F-bombs. Ask for God forgiveness. You know, when I drop the F-bombs them, I went and tried to get some juice to wash out my mouth. For you who don't understand again, when I dropped the F-bombs, I had to go and get some antiseptic to wash out my mouth because I was mad. You mean I work hard for my things and you gonna tell me that you own my place? Yeah, really? I think you think I saw it go? Me just get quiet so I start to look. You know, this is why I said to many people, the murder rate in Jamaica will not go down. The legal system they have down there is so arcane, it's so ancient, it's so outdated that victims are not getting justice. So the hired assassins are making money because of this madness. Because if I was a man who really want to deal with things, I'd deal with him. I would deal with him. But I said, no, God give me wisdom. When you have the system where you work hard and people are going to tell you that they own your place. When you work hard in these countries and people are going to look and tell you that, I mean, they're not paying your rent for 5-6 months, and that's what now, the court is not giving a reprieve. The court is giving the tenants all right to stay in your place, and you ain't get no money. You have to pay water. You have to pay your mortgage. And the system is so backward. So how the hell must I invest in a place like that? Talk to me, people. Drop the comments. Drop the comments. Drop your likes. Drop your share. Talk to me, people. I'm ranting up in here now. And then people going to cuss me up me and sell out. I'll sell you out too. Because you don't know what we have to go through in these countries. What we have to put up with to make an extra dollar. Because our country don't provide the facilities for the masses so we can enjoy life. They only provide it for a few on top of the hills. So that's why we're mad. So don't kill me if I don't want to go home. There's a reason why I don't want to go home. Because the system ain't working for me. I want to be in an environment where my investment works for me. I work hard. You work hard. Why not? I'm assuming I'm getting emotional. So let me go to the next section. Okay. No, as I kind of segue a little bit to the tenant situation. Think about it. The tenants them literally come like wolf in sheep clothing. The family. I'm gonna hit the last point, then I shut up. But like I said, folks, I gotta give you context. You know, Jamaica, we love the pasa pasa, so I gotta give you context. You know, in America, you love the sauce. Good. So I got to give you the sauce. Now, so here's the deal. You work hard. The tenant them come like sheep, but there are many of them are wolves. Oh, Mr. Richard, you know, me can rent a place, you know, me work here and there and all da, and you sorry for them and you rent them. They pay for 3 months. 4th month come and they start to hold the rent, or they get late pay. Their mother died, the puss died, the dog died, somebody sick, and everybody got an excuse because they don't want to pay the rent. Now you got water bill to pay, you got mortgage to pay, but because you're in foreign, because you're in America, because you're in England, and because you're in Canada, you have money. And because you have money, they are milking it. And you ain't getting no reprieve from the government. Because their laws, the tenants have all the rights, and you ain't got none. So why would I want to invest in an environment like that? So, the tenant them came, you rent the place. They're not paying your rent. And what happened now? They start to argue with you. One of them man came and told me that, oh, she's a student in school and her aunt from England set up and, you know, will pay the rent. Me say you have to pay 6 months, you pay 6 months. Never know the young girl have 2 pitney and not have no daddy. They have 2 children without fathers. So what happens now? Just like my sister now, whose daughter got pregnant now, I'm the indirect father. Just like this other tenant now, I know the father for these 2 pitney now. You see how them take liberty of people? They're taking liberty off your good deed. No, you're trying to invest, and they're trying to take advantage of you. So with all that headache, and with all that problem, you know, we just a chat so many if you walk, you know. No, but it's sweet. It's sweet. It's sweet, people. It's sweet for telling a story. Yes. Yes, we have to tell them a story. So, based on that, they break your stuff. The water, the pipes get broken. Electric get broken. Tiles get broken. Everything. And you have to take, and you're not making any money. You're not making any money. And all of that maintenance fees costing you. And then when you pressure them, hear what them say now? Mr. Richard, if you ease yourself, man. Things hard, man, you must have look mercy upon the sufferers. But people, listen to this one. Like I said, you cannot make these things up. This one, I rent her my place. Her husband was working on a cruise ship. He found another woman and he left her. When he left her now, she don't have a job. So who become the other husband? Talk the thing, people. Talk the thing. Drop the comments. Drop the comments. Because me no fool. So now, she owe me 3, 4, 5 months. Owe me now paying her rent. Then she get a bus to Miami. When she get a bus to Miami, people, hear the deal. You know she go to Miami, so she have a rent place over there now. She's supposed to pay my rent now because I help her out. I'm about 5, 6 months in arrears. People, you can't make this thing up. You can't make this thing up. Listen what she do now. She rent my place to another family with 3 pitney. Boyfriend, girlfriend, and 3 pitney. People, me still look good enough. Because let me tell you, them not kill me. God still blessing me. God still blessing moi. Rent my another place to a family with 3 pitney. And I come argue with me. Now you know why I have to drop the B class sometime. Pardon me. Because them people are stress you out. Is it because you don't want to do something? You don't want to do something? You have to find a way to vent. And sometimes you go up on your knees, boy, and it seems like it not work, so you have to just steam it out. Ask God for forgiveness after. Me have to laugh, you know. He said, me not laugh. If me not laugh, me lose my mind because you can't make these things up. Rent my place to another family. I use my water, I use my light, and I mash up my thing them. Me have to find ways now to try to root out your roach them. Drummer want them to know the drummer roach. For you who don't understand, the big roaches, they're like roaches, they'll come and infest your place. Tear it up. Now, so that's another reason why I'm not going there. Because it's not conducive to investments. I'm talking to small investors like me. Don't get me wrong. Airbnb work someplace around the beach. As you can see, Errol Stevens, he does well in Airbnb. And boy, some of my time I'm really concerned about that brother there. Because he's telling people how good he's doing. And you know, hyenas always waiting for your meat. You know when the lion hunt, the hyenas always waiting to get some food. And you know there's hyenas down there who always want that food for yam. So that's why I feel it for that brother. But I hope God will protect him. So this is what, it's not conducive for the small investors. Jamaica is designed for the big boys like the leeching type who can roll big money like the hotels, the resorts. Not for the small guys like me, deal with stress. So for me, this is why I'm coming out of long-term investments and going short-term investments. Airbnb, Booking.com, and Vibro. I don't have any stress. I get a passive income. So that's the reason why. So I'm almost done now. I hope I made some sense. And as usual, on a subscriber now, because I hear some people out there talking some nonsense, some foolishness. I don't subscribe to them. They make no sense. How you guys subscribe? So what about me? Hey, come on. I'm dropping nuggets. And I see as long as I see our subscribers, I'm going to get a whole lot of wisdom. I'll make money too. I want to make money, but I forward some over here. So when you make money, I'll take some. Good. So on that note, folks, that's the reason why, for me, I'm not going back to Jamaica. The laws are not designed to protect the small investors. The laws are not designed to protect the victim. It's always the perpetrator. And then you have this prime minister, a little girl get her throat slashed out a few days ago. And him talking in a house, oh, I'm here, it's emotionally painful. The other day, a few years ago, this little girl get killed by some guy who took up her in a taxi and kill her, him go there a photo op and a rare, and him now do nothing to fix the country. Not changing the laws, not helping the people. So the people are like sitting duck. They can't get pepper spray, and folks, they can't get firearms because the firearm system corrupt. It's only if you have big money you can get firearms. Yes, I'm ranting. Because this foolishness needs to stop. Why is it our lives always getting snuffed out over foolishness? That's the first responsibility of every government, is to protect its citizens. And the government not protected. What the hell use you have a government? Honestly, people, think about it. Think about it. Me I walk in the park here and I try to get some stress off. And boy, I say, tell you what, this is therapeutic, you see. This is so therapeutic. Me literally get off all of my stress because I talk to you. Me say, I feel good, you see. I feel so good. Just to talk to you folks, I feel good. So when I kind of mentioned to all you guys what you're going through when I was walking there in the morning, telling you how peaceful I feel, walking, and then how good it is. And when I realized so many of you reaching out to me, I realized it's not just me, who's frustrated, who's angry, who's mad, and who want some solution. So come on folks, join me to the motherland. Let's eat big fish, and let's walk in peace and serenity. I want to thank you. I want to thank all of you for taking your time to listen to my rant. I hope it has been helpful. And please like, share and subscribe. And let's move out to the motherland.